1-4 isn't good enough. Going to start off with that. We've had a couple of winnable games, the last couple, where we have played better, but haven't been able to finish it off, whether it's 60 minutes or 60 plus. We need to take another step with that. We have individual players getting better. Thought Chase Crouch came in and gave us a boost. Thought, outstanding football. I understand how he finished. He can't, of course, get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Got to hold on to the ball in overtime, but his overall play, running offense, running the ball, breaking tackles, passing the football, I thought was outstanding. Our running back, our tailback position, has played very well the last couple of weeks, of course, with Kendrick Foster, Reggie Corbin, and Keyshawn Bond getting some reps too last week. Other positions didn't play as well. Offensive line didn't play as well as we need them to. Kind of simple as that. Defensively, we're giving up too many points. Two big plays really hurt us. The screen and the long run. Have to eliminate those. I mean, there were other plays that we're not proud of, but those big plays we have to eliminate. Kicking game-wise, special team-wise, Chase, as I told a football team and him, he's not perfect. None of us are. He's been outstanding all year. The game shouldn't come down to one play like that. We have some core special teams players, stepping up also. So, again, disappointed in the loss, but we see signs. But there are some things we have to correct. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, celebration. Those are things that good football teams don't do. Anyway, we know where we are. Going on the road again this week. And last week, of course, was a critical game. This for sure is one. And hopefully we can get a win. Take your question.
What's the status of Westlawn?
Of course, not practicing today. Still evaluating. Didn't finish the game. Be able to give you, more information a little bit later on. But whenever, as I said after the game, when a player doesn't finish the game, there's concern until we go back on the practice field.
How much more confident do you feel in handing the ball to Chase if he's got to be your guy?
Very confident in what we can do with Chase running offense. We got a chance to see it in living color. So again, as I said, I really like what he was able to do. Wes can't go, of course. The backup plan is pretty good.
Lovie, what was your understanding on the one penalty I didn't understand was when they called two penalties down here. Did that make sense?
All right, let me gather myself on here. All right. No, it didn't at the time, and it didn't. It missed a call. Simple as that. You should get charged, penalized for one celebration. We as a team can't celebrate like that first off, so that's on us. But we should have been penalized one time. I thought that. I knew that then, but you can't do much more, and that's been confirmed. So, again, missed a call.
Did you talk to the Big Ten office?
Yes, they missed a call.
Has Chase done enough to put himself in position to be the starter even if Wes comes back?
Wes is our starter. Chase is our backup right now. We feel really good about both of them. Wes was playing good football before he got hurt.
Do you think you need to get personally more involved in the defense, just given your track record?
I am involved in the defense. All right. And as far as what I need to do, I'm okay with figuring it out by myself. But I am involved in all phases of our team. So the things we don't like, it's on me, and we'll continue to work to fix them.
What did you see as you watched the film of your biggest issues on those big plays?
Missed tackles, out of a gap. It's pretty simple. It's the same thing always. There's a big play. Someone is going to miss a tackle, and someone has gotten out of a gap. The discipline, when you're playing option teams, you have to be disciplined every snap, and we haven't been that way.
What have you seen from, you put a couple more freshmen, true freshmen, Kenya Jackson, Stanley Green.
Yep.
What are you seeing from those guys like that?
Stanley Green missed, it's a lot of space. wasn't exactly lined up at the depth we would like for him to. Would have made it an easier tackle for him to keep one of those long runs to a minimum gain. But I like what he came in and did as a freshman. He was aggressive. He wanted contact. He wanted to be involved. So I like that. Kenyon didn't play as well as he has in the past. But that's what you expect from freshmen. They need to have their first taste of true action, and normally they get a lot better from there. Both of those guys are two pretty good football players.
Does it do for your defensive line with Carroll having to miss the first half?
I'm sorry?
What does it do for your defensive line with Carroll having to sit out the first half?
Jamil President has played a lot of ball, so we don't have, of course, Carroll Phillips has played outstanding football. Take away that penalty, which was a penalty. I mean, the officials missed one, but they definitely got that one right. Take away that, he's played outstanding football throughout, so we'll miss him the first half.
A couple rough weeks in a row for Rutgers. How much of that is who they played?
Well, it's definitely who they played. I mean, Ohio State and Michigan, right? We hadn't played them, so I know they're top 5 teams, right? So I think anybody would have trouble back-to-back playing Ohio State and Michigan one on the road, one at home. Doesn't really matter. They're two good football teams, but you don't like to end games that way. I'm sure they're not playing Ohio State or Michigan this week, and so I'm sure they're anxious to play us. We need to get a win as much as they need to.
Given the penalties and what you talked about with lack of discipline, do you have any sense that maybe you've taken it too easy or been too relaxed with your team to this point?
I'm just gonna ask me that question again. Are you freaking kidding me? Ask it one more time. You think, have I been too lax with that football team? So I'm freaking going out there every day, just letting them do what they want to do? Absolutely not. I'm not going to give that question an answer. Lax with a football team? You freaking lax with your job? I'm not either. Thank you.
Lovie, last week, the game before, Purdue had a rough week, and yet you were able to spot some things that they did well. You kind of said that their offensive line impressed you coming into your game. Before the Michigan and Ohio State games, Rutgers played Iowa tough. What do you see from Rutgers, maybe from that game or from something else that you'd say, this is something that they're capable of doing well?
Well, I know you look at the scores and you say, and the score is what the score is, but that's what you should do. That's what we're doing. We look at overall record. And against Iowa, you can make a case that they had a chance to beat them. This past week against Michigan, first play, missed an open guy. Game could have been different. I had a couple of turnovers early on. So, momentum can shift. And when it gets out of hand, the game can get out of hand. But I just don't see that from our football team. Guys are playing hard. They have good players. And we're preparing for that team that we saw against Iowa. They played at home and gave Iowa everything that they wanted.
4 Big Ten teams ranked in the top 10 this week. What does that say about the Big Ten, and how can you use that recruiting, saying, hey, come play for one of the best conferences?
Well, I think we know going in. The Big Ten is a pretty big conference. It's kind of simple as that. Now it's been proven, but I don't think that's surprising anyone really. And then for us, where we are with our program right now, of not playing our best football and just trying to work to, believe it or not, improve on a daily basis with what we're trying to do. It just kind of says that a little bit about the people that, you have to play. There are a lot of good teams, a lot of good players in this conference. And, each week, if you're not on top of your game, you can have a game like the last couple that Rutgers has had and be a pretty good football team, but that can happen to you at any time. We've seen, Florida State's pretty good program on what happened with them against Louisville, so it can happen. But Big Ten football. There are a lot of good football teams in it.
Lovie, you say we should talk about your defensive line every time. How would you evaluate how they've played?
We haven't played well enough, and that was our worst game that we've played. Simple as that. When I say it's the strength of our team, it is, but we need that type of play. I mean, better play from it. Late in the game, last series of the game, we had to get them stopped. I mean, we did. There was that sense of urgency that, you know, we didn't have the entire game for whatever reason. But I just know you go man to man. DeJuan Smoot's an NFL player. Carroll Phillips playing that way. Our interior play hasn't been as good as we need it to be. We missed Jamal Malone last week. We missed his play and give us the type of depth that we need inside.
Lovie, I know you talked about the running backs, like you're impressed with them. What have you thought about Richie Corbin, particularly?
You have to be very impressed with every time he's touched the ball, really. Of course, he can make, as you watch, he and Kendrick Foster. Yeah. Kendrick, one guy normally doesn't stop him from, he gets, yards after contact. Pretty evident, that we're going to have more after. But Reggie Corbin can just make you miss in open field. They're two totally different running backs. That screen play that he had Saturday, of course, is big. And both of them are getting I think they both had a little over 30 plays, which is about right. So they're getting their opportunities. And even, Kendrick had a good return, on the kickoff too. So, again, that's the one position that I've been pretty pleased with what it's done.
Who's going to be returning punts for you this week?
Well, DJ is our backup. And hopefully we'll have, Darius Moses. Not like, he's out for the game right now. But, if an injury occurs, you see who our backup is. And we need to be able to do a better job. And we did a better job through the course of the game. But the first one, we didn't catch it the way we need to.
Des Kane, is there any update on him?
Yes, Des Kane. Back in practice, should be he's getting closer to it.
In your opinion,
He is healthy now.
In your opinion on the touchdown play where Crouch flipped in the air and then flipped the ball, I guess, was that sufficient for a penalty in your opinion?
Unless an official just missed something, to me that's when I have a problem with it. The two guys, with the celebration being, that was a mistake. But when it's a judgment call, we can't put ourselves in a position where official can make, where it is a judgment call. What we're going to do from now on, what you're going to see us do is hand the ball to the official to make it easy. But, sometimes in the heat of battle, when you score, it's not like he was trying to show anybody up, anything like that. You score, you cannot flip the ball up. But, again, we put ourselves in a position to get that call, and we can't do it.
I know it's the rule, but do you have a problem with kids having a little?
Oh, no, I don't have a problem with that, but that's the rule. And to me, you just go back to that, as I told the team. That's the rule. We know the rules. You can't do that. You can't have a celebration like that in the end zone or after you make a big play. You need to act like you've been there before, and this isn't something that's new to me. So can't go down that road. That's all on us, on us.
How has Chase impressed you just with his preparation since you got here in March?
You have to love everything he's done. After the bye week, we felt so good about him that we wanted to do something to get him on the field, so we brought that package in. But he's been that way throughout. He's a guy, you see how he plays. It's more a guy like Chase. Hey, Chase, it's okay to slide. And he's kind of going head first. But we need that. That brought energy to our team. So, again, I've loved everything about him. He's filled his role the way you should. And as a general rule, if you deserve to play, eventually you're going to get an opportunity, and you need to be ready. And he was ready for his opportunity.
Shannon, do you have a question for Coach?
Yeah, just on Chase also, you said I guess if there's one element that surprised you, it's just how well he is passing in the game. I know those aren't your exact words, but what steps did you see him make or take in that game as far as passing goes?
Well, when I say that, we just haven't had him in a lot of situations where we've seen him throw the ball. I should have put it that way. As you can see, once he got a chance to really be more of a passer, he threw a lot of great passes. The one to Malik, to give Malik a chance to make a super catch. His best pass might have been the crosser route to Tyler. Again, that statement probably wasn't completely accurate on how I said it. It was good to see that he is that good of a passer, is what I should have said.
Gotcha. And just as a coach, do you have a philosophy on, or what do you use to judge when it's the right time to switch a quarterback, taking out the injury part? Just what are your criteria on that?
Well, I think yes. I mean, at the end, I'm the head coach. That's what I get paid to make those decisions, along with our staff. But from what I've seen in my time, it's fairly obvious when changes should be made, and when different people play, normally it's obvious on who should play going forward. That's what I found in my time at all positions.
Is there any way to quantify, where West is recovery-wise? Would you say like 50-50, or I don't know? I know you don't like to be pressed on that too much, but just wondering if there's a term you use to describe just where he is health-wise.
No, Shannon. It's Coach Smith before my name, not Dr. Smith. So I'm going to leave that alone. Just hope he gets back as soon as possible. Right now, I haven't seen Chase today. I know he's been down, or I haven't seen West today. I know he's been down in the training room. Their students today, this is their day off. But I know he's getting better, but we'll see.